When I was writing it, I wanted you to feel as if you, the reader, are right there with me, and that I'm holding your hand, and that I'm your friend, because that's how I felt when I was writing it. I just want to write about what I've learned so that you can connect with me, and we can all be in this together and heal and get better, because that's really what it's all about, is everybody helping each other. Are you in or are you out? Do you want to let go or not? What is it about the person that you can't let go of? What is it about them that you keep going back to? I think Dr. Phil said it best when he said the greatest predictor of future behavior is past behavior. And I think what that really boils down to, when you keep getting back together and breaking up and keep getting back together, is that you don't really believe that anyone will love you like that. Like that. Like that? They're going to love you better. And more important, you're going to love yourself better. When you get to that place where you spiritually reconnect, that's reconnecting with yourself. That's part of this program. And what happens when you do that is that you don't really want to put up with anybody's nonsense. And you also don't want to put up with your own. Learning your own nonsense is just as important as anything else, because that's how we break the pattern. And breaking the pattern is everything, because that's where real change is. And people always say, well, it's not easy to change. And this is what I say. If you say so, it's all up here. So if you want to have a happy relationship, it's probably not going to be with somebody that you've broken up with, or they've broken up with you 4 or 5 times, because then all the trust is broken. So you just have to decide whether you're in or you're out. And the day that you understand your worth, you won't want to be in that relationship anymore. Once, okay. After that, no. That well is dry. I love the fact that this book will teach you your part and responsibility that you take, not because you think you're stupid, but because you just didn't know what you didn't know. And I think that that's the most important part, is that you accept that this event has happened. Now what do I do? How do I feel better? How do I do this? It's so important to me that it's done just 1 chapter a day, because they're not big chapters and it's not a lot of overwhelming work. It's fun and joyful work, and it helps to lead you back to the most important person in your life, which is you, and to reconnect spiritually. There's so much in this program, and it's really fun to do, and it also is very deep at the same time. And it makes you think a lot about where you're going, because we already know where we've been, and most of the time we know it's not somewhere we really want to go again. So this program is really helpful in helping you to move forward in a productive way, that you're better than you were before. You're better than you were before this event happened, before your heart was broken. So that's what I really, really wanted to achieve with this book, and I really believe I have. As American women, we are just not taught how to draw boundaries, and we're just taught to get along and to not hurt people's feelings and to not push, and it's really gotten us in a lot of trouble. So one of the things that I'm really big on in this book is drawing boundaries and how we do it and feel good about it, because that's what makes relationships work. There really are rules. We had lives before people came into our lives, and people don't come into our lives to rearrange them, and nor do we do that to other people. Stay focused on what it is you're arguing about, because people will often try to spider it out into many other things, and they get you off track. And you really just want to make sure that whatever the issue is that you're arguing about, stay on that. Arguing is not a bad thing, but yelling and abuse is a bad thing. Verbal abuse is not good. That's just not acceptable. But disagreeing about things, just make sure you stay exactly focused on the issue, because people will always try to throw you off. Sometimes they know they're doing it, sometimes they don't, but nothing gets resolved. And make sure you ask them if they understand. Sometimes you'll have to repeat what they say to you, because one thing that people do to each other that's just awful is say, "I never said that," or "You misunderstood me." So if you want to be sure that you're heard, you want to repeat what someone said to you, and make sure you say, "Okay, so I'm to understand that," or or ask them to repeat what you've said, or just make sure that that one issue is the one thing that you stay on point and that you talk about it, and at the end of it say, "And that's the end of this issue. We resolve that, no more," and just make sure you stay on the point. Not let people bring 10 things into it and have you so confused you can't remember what you were arguing about.